Hi and hello and welcome to 2 Minute On. I, of course, am Fred Slow. Alongside me is Van Nunley. And how fortunate we are to be bringing you another episode of 2 Minute On.
What a day. A little bit different than the normal Albuquerque weather the last couple days. New Mexico is going through a thing.
It's not just New Mexico. It's like the whole Southwest. Like I read a thing the other day, and I'm glad we're starting with this, where it was like 75% of flights in Dallas were delayed due to weather. Because the way, like everything coming west is stopping here.
That's why they were delayed.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Okay.
So, but it is the one. We are here on 98.7 Classic Rock KSNM. Thank you to those listening to us terrestrially. We appreciate that. And for everyone out there who has found us on Apple Podcast, everyone out there who's found us on Spotify, everyone out there who's found us on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram or wherever you get your social media experience, we are there. So thank you for taking the time with us.
Actually, shout out to the big homie JK in Las Cruces.
Okay.
Stumbled across the program. I was waiting for us to get our sea legs to get a real feel of the new program.
We always have the feel.
Yeah, I know that. Let me do my thing.
Cook.
Let me take you to church. Take you to church.
Mm-hmm.
So I even told the homies back in Las Cruces that they can catch us every Saturday morning from 6 to 8 and anytime online that you have internet access. And they found me naturally, baby.
Yeah, I'll tell you what's
in
weird.
the wild.
I'll tell you what's weird about you in that sentence is because that's and my stomping grounds are St. Louis, Missouri. You know, that's where I grew up.
Sure.
And even today, and it's you and I are just 3 weeks away from our 9th anniversary, which is
big deal.
Incredible. My 9 years here in Albuquerque, and every single year we celebrate the day that we met. And I still have the fan base from the time in St. Louis that makes the effort with the podcast and makes
incredible.
The effort when we were doing dailies. And the podcast is interesting with us here on 2 Minute On because now that we're doing the once a week Saturdays, the podcast has become destination for those as opposed to when we were doing dailies.
Sure.
And you could skip one or two and survive.
Sure. Well, we have a unique situation now because we were, daily, 3 hours a day, Monday through Friday.
Yeah.
Now we have not only weekly, but we're weekly with multiple different programs.
Yeah, we're really
It's
lucky.
not just 2 Men On.
Yeah.
It's, you, myself, and Sally Taylor on Going Over, talking about, the world of wrestling and, the pop culture that surrounds it. And then, myself and Max Machado talking golf on Filling the Holes. And then, of course, this program, our flagship. So you can get a lot of different vibes from us now instead of just the product that we used to put forward.
Yeah, we're, again, just so very fortunate to be able to create in the medium that we do. And, we don't have a lot of those obstacles that I think a lot of content creators have had historically of you're in a niche, you're in a,
sure.
If you're the Magic the Gathering or if you're the Dallas Cowboys or if you're you fill in the blank, right? Because we can, look to, often the skies for our inspiration and stories. We can look to,
sure.
we could just, whatever's in the news. And a combination of our favorite thing is, well, number one, we both like when people fail. My favorite thing is when the camera goes to the loser in a boxing match or the loser during the Super Bowl or whenever you don't use a lifeline and you don't win the $1 million. Like
your words, not mine. I'm always rooting for the underdog, and I want everyone to find success, and no matter what they do, except for a small handful of people.
Yeah,
you probably know who you are, and you probably know who I'm talking about.
But also, sometimes you get what you deserve.
Sure. And sometimes, evidenced by this administration, you do not.
Yes.
You just get away with everything.
Also, I saw Stephen Colbert ask Barack Obama if he would endorse him for running for president.
Should be the other way around.
Barack
cool.
said no.
All right.
But I guess Stephen Colbert's in the works. So get ready for more celebrity presidents.
Okay. Well, sign me up for that one. You give me Stephen Colbert and Jon Stewart, I will vote for that ticket.
That's a weird ticket.
Over anybody.
And then knowing you in your 1920s, now that we're in the 2020s, weird swindly voice, boardwalk approach to people. And when they do start running, no one on earth will say that's the ticket more than you. You could have had a ticket, Van.
Oh, yeah.
To you see how I keep doing this? To Spirit Airlines, Van. You could have booked a flight. Let's say maybe Spirit Airlines flew out of your regional airport, something fun, Thursdays and Sundays.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Thursdays and Sundays.
Yeah.
So you booked a flight on a Thursday and you got to your destination via Spirit Airline. And then at your destination, it's Saturday night. It's no one works on Saturday night. It's Saturday night. You want to be out. It's Saturday night. You want to experience the world. It's Saturday night. You don't want to think about the turmoil that will be Sunday morning because you know that you're skipping church, but your travel's taken care of because you're going to catch a Spirit Airlines back to your destination
for pennies on the dollar.
Often, well, the flight, but I mean, they get you. They get you.
Hey, not me. I travel light, baby.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everything on my body, sir. So you're out at your destination. Maybe you don't check the app. You already, you know how I am.
Early check-in.
Yeah,
get in early.
So you go to the airport on Sunday. Spirit's not flying. We don't fly here anymore. You go to the Spirit. Your plane's not at the gate. You go to the Spirit desk. There's no employee at the desk.
Yeah.
You go to the app. It won't load. They're telling you to delete your cookies or whatever.
Okay. Yeah.
You go. You can't, because Spirit at 3 a.m. on Saturday this past week, 1 week from the time of our terrestrial airing, they just closed it down.
I said, you know what? How about today?
Yeah, we
with no warning. We'll just do it today, I guess.
I know we're ultra budget air travel, which, by the way, in the history of the company, not a single accident ever. So,
yeah, Qantas never crashed. Yeah,
don't know if everyone's going to get that reference.
Don't need to.
But they fold overnight with telling no one. They told the employees. They said, you don't have to go home, but you better catch a flight on a competitive airline because you're stuck at whatever airport you're at, and sneak out the back door at the hotel you're in.
You know, the only perk about working for an airline, you can't have that today.
No,
sorry.
You actually don't work for an airline anymore. 17,000 of you.
We don't even work for us anymore, so sorry.
They tried to file bankruptcy a couple months ago and couldn't. And then they were like, the government was like, I tell you what, we'll give you $500 million. This is Trump's America. We'll give you $500 million. They were like, cool, but that won't actually help us.
Yeah.
It's like way worse than that. And they're like, how about you let JetBlue buy us? And then a lower court's like, no, JetBlue cannot buy you. That's a monopoly. And they go, well, you don't get it. And then Donald Trump was like, I tell you what, we'll give you what you need, except now you're a government-owned airline. So you cannot exist privately. You'll be the United States of airline, something.
Yes.
And they go, no, okay, understood. But there's no incentive for us then because we're actually just a business.
It's not Spirit of Mexico now. It's Spirit of America.
I like what you did there. So they just closed it down, brother. There's no anything.
All the people who got stuck at the airport.
Yeah.
Maybe you were on your way to see friends or loved ones. Maybe you had a family medical emergency.
You're on the way back.
Any number of ways that this screwed you over. I'm sorry for you and your inconveniences. But to Spirit Airline, good.
See ya.
Good.
Yeah.
This is what we should have done to the railroads. This is what we should have done to the car manufacturers. This is what we should have done to the banks. Let them die and then let a better business model take over. That is what capitalism is supposed to be. Our government can't keep bailing out these failing companies.
Yeah, you're not the railroad.
Paying off the CEOs, getting them one big last check, and then it crumbles anyways.
How many yellow airplanes did they have?
Not enough. Not enough. Hey, look, I'm a budget conscious dude.
Same.
I am a frugal man.
Yes.
And I don't care about the business and first class comforts of an airline. I'm getting to my destination. This is coming from a dude who drove a Prius for a decade.
Yeah.
I don't care what people say about my ugly car. It gets me there, and it gets me there cheaply. Spirit Airlines is the Prius of airlines, and I love that about them.
I've never struggled with Spirit. The times that I had flown it, perfectly fine. It's an Allegiant. It's a Frontier.
Yes.
It's a whatever. But now it's actually more Kodak or Circuit City or Yellow Pages or
Yeah.
What are some other famous yellow brands that are just dead? There's like those are the big ones I can come up with.
R.I.P. Checker Cab.
Yeah, AOL, like the old National Geographic magazines.
Oh my goodness.
Who's gonna buy it? Who's gonna buy all the planes? Like somebody has to buy the planes.
Well, JetBlue will. Instead of buying the whole company, you wait till they liquidate and you get the whole company for pennies on the dollar.
No, your answer is bad because then you'd have to paint them blue. Here's who buys them: IKEA. So if IKEA buys them, they're already the right color. There. Okay. Yeah. So then IKEA uses them for the mobile warehouses or something.
So does IKEA like break it apart and realize how to build your own airplane and then sell it back to you in a box?
Yes, that's a good answer.
I think that's how.
Okay, new idea. Okay. McDonald's buys them. Right? You know, when you're driving through Oklahoma, like in Tulsa, you can drive underneath that McDonald's over the highway.
Yeah.
Okay, it's that. So it's McDonald's flights.
Okay.
This is a good plan.
Spirit Airlines is basically already the dollar menu anyways.
I'm saying this. Disney does this with cruises.
Mm-hmm.
How about McDonald's flights? I don't hate it.
I do like that. I got another one for you.
Is it Nikon? Because that's where I was going to go next.
The Savannah Bananas.
Good, Ant. They need planes.
They need planes. They could have special party planes.
Yes.
There's not enough Bananas employees for all these planes.
Yeah.
You stuff them full of fans. You fly to the next destination. It's a big-ass party. Okay,
this is a good answer. So you know the way that TKO recently started, TKO, which owns UFC and WWE. Mm-hmm. I'm putting in a cough drop. The way that TKO allowed fans at WrestleMania to pay exorbitant prices to like sit at the broadcast booth during. You do the same things if you're the Savannah Bananas.
Yeah. This is our special experience.
All right. You know what you do? You ever see those hypotheticals where it's like they're like would you rathers or MFKs, but it's people in airplane seats and there's open seats.
100%.
So so like maybe for the audience, so say it's like it's the entire cast of Sesame Street. And they're strategically placed throughout the plane.
Yeah. Do you want to sit next to Big Bird?
Yeah.
Or do you want to sit next to Elmo?
Yeah. Or between Bert and Ernie. Yeah. And you're.
Hey, any 5 minutes with Elmo, they better get the air marshals on me because I'm hurting somebody.
He becomes a man.
It would not. Probably the count. The count. That is 2,000 miles to your destination.
We might be onto it with Sesame Street, though. I didn't even think about it because Big Bird is, of course,
incredibly yellow.
Yeah. So if Sesame is no longer for the streets, it's for the skies. But this is all very smart. Everything I'm saying,
like concur. Yeah. Do you want to sit next to Big Bird or Chris Martin from Coldplay?
Is Sprint still a company?
I don't think so.
Okay, never mind.
I think they died as well.
You know what
hold on.
Yeah.
Savannah Bananas notwithstanding.
Which is a good idea. Mine were all stupid.
Don't make your company's logo yellow.
No.
That's a cursed color.
It's a cursed color. Toys R Us?
What's survived? The Pittsburgh Steelers and the Wu-Tang Clan? Like what else is yellow that's still around?
Coldplay's one song.
Yeah.
And they ruin marriages. They're the Mike Vrabel of ruining marriages.
I don't think they ruined the marriage, but they did provide the setting.
Yeah, the spotlight of ruining.
Culpable, not guilty.
All right, hear me out. You and I both use Bumble.
Historically, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Bumble buys Spirit Airlines. Okay, planes only.
I'm into this.
All right, you create Bumble planes.
You might have just out-bananaed me just now.
Yes. Now, let's say you could pay $20 for the premium Bumble package or whatever, right? Now, hear me. And also, similar to the way that airports, airplane companies, I don't know what I'm trying to say here, that they believe in fluctuating pricing. And they believe that you can't just say that an airplane ticket costs $300 because, God forbid, you just say there's a set price on the cost of travel. So you do the same thing with Bumble. So you do the pay thingy, and then you get on the flight. Okay, and what happens on the flight is what happens on the flight. Okay.
Yeah. Do you want to sit next to the Bumble version of Big Bird,
Yes.
which is smoking hot?
Correct.
Or do you want to sit next to the incredibly annoying Bumble
Oscar.
version of Elmo?
Yes.
Which will drive you insane.
And this is,
And you leave halfway through the first date.
and because, did I say surge pricing? Is that what I was calling it? So because of surge pricing, when the price is low, you're like, yeah, I would like to get up on the plane. But if the price is low, that means there's no demand. And it means the quality of those on the plane.
Hey, also Surge. Surge cans had yellow lettering.
On a green can.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Close enough.
Does DeWalt need a plane? I feel like DeWalt.
Okay, I think DeWalt is safe. I think the company DeWalt is safe. Don't start wasting money on airplanes, DeWalt, or you're going to go the way of Spirit.
The one that's going to do it, and this is not even a punchline, is DHL. They just need
planes.
They just need the planes.
They need planes.
Like-
yeah, for sure.
They're the right color.
Yeah, I mean, you just got to tint it a little darker. It could be UPS.
Wait, new idea.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There's apps for everything.
Yeah.
You and I travel to a different city, often by plane. We need to get a car. We get an app for the car, right?
Totally.
Cool. Sometimes you and I have Emerald service or whatever it's called. We book on Enterprise, or we book on whatever the thing is. Hertz. Okay. So you can now a plane, because Hertz could get the planes.
Yeah.
And then you could get the whole pack. You could get the hotel
instead of filling the cargo bay with a bunch of luggage, you use the Spirit model. You travel light, and the cargo bay is filled with your rental car. They just drop that bad boy.
Does that exist
and
still?
then you drive out.
So I think you're only talking about airplanes that Chuck Norris was in the 80s.
Yeah, C-130 military planes.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
So that's what you're talking. You're talking about when he was Colonel Braddock and had to battle against slightly adjusted Stan in film.
Yes.
So no, that's not what Spirit owns. They own very traditional, regular planes. That this one just hit me too. How ironic. Subway
looks like a sub,
but it's named after the underground thing.
Different type of transportation.
So this is flying.
Okay.
So Subway comes in, fly fresh.
Correct.
Yeah, I'm super in on that, because if you gave me the option, I would fly fresh.
I love, there's better local places to support in your community. Always support local. I find myself having a Subway sandwich every once in a while. While I prefer an airline I'm more accustomed to, I could equally see myself flying Subway every once in a while too.
I would fly Subway.
As long as I had a really good special.
Are you talking like an in-flight meal?
Correct.
Ferrari? They got the coin.
See them as a red company.
Okay, I'll buy that.
Yeah. They're okay.
Is Pokemon yellow?
Not all of them. Yeah, but Pikachu is. You could Pikachu the hell out of a Spirit airline.
What's the most famous yellow?
Besides the sun?
Yeah. Post-it? Is Post-it the most famous yellow? Mustard.
I don't know if that's
Hertz?
a true yellow. The Simpsons?
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, Simpsons Air. That'd be so easy.
God, it would go good too.
You just got to outline them. You don't even got to repaint anything.
So this is what needs to happen. You need to get them all what I just said. Also, any company can do it in paint, but whatever.
Right.
That's lame.
Paint costs way less than an airplane. Also, back to the bananas. That would be incredible. Painting the wings like sky blue and putting fake clouds on them, and then having the banana coming up the tail, and it's just like a banana flying through the air. They got to buy at least 2 of these bad boys.
So I know a handful of rules about planes. The paint color of planes is a rule by the government, because it can't be too close to Air Force One. So Air Force One is like toned.
Yes.
So where you can't really see it from the bottom, whatever, and the wings are different. I think what you described is a little too close.
But just the wings are cloud colored. You'd still see a flying banana going through the air. I think that's very noticeable.
I've come up with the answer.
Okay.
It took me all this time, and I want to apologize to the friends of the show that have been screaming their head off knowing that what I am about to say is actually the best answer.
All right.
Because this company, similar to Spirit, came up against some competition that was, number one, a little bit better, more affordable, easier access, and basically put you out of business because of, at least in this example, lack of government oversight.
Sure.
Yellow taxi.
Yellow air taxi.
Yellow air taxi.
Done.
Super done.
You don't even got to change the color. You don't got to change the business model. You put some checkers on the back of that bad boy.
The checkers go on the outside, but on the inside, you put those little beaded backrest things on every seat, and then like you're flying in comfort.
Correct. And just a hint of Nag Champa inside.
And then whoever you're talking, whatever the pilot is, whenever you tune into the airplane pilot ear thing and the handle of the seat, you know what I'm talking about?
Correct.
It's just him yelling at his cousin.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's not a language that you recognize.
That's the same guy that works for AT&T that I called.
It's wild that he's here.
That's bonkers.
So you go. Rest in peace, Spirit Airlines. The way of Mervin's and Radio Shack or whatever. Bennington's.
Adios.
What else with all these yellow brands?
I'll say it again. You got to let these big corporations crumble. We're not going to learn our lesson until a few of them fall off.
Is this a big corporation?
It's an airline. It's a big deal.
It's a budget airline.
I'm going to stop bailing these companies out.
Does Allegiant and Frontier still exist, or did they die and I didn't know about it?
Well, it'd have been significantly less news, but I think those are still flying.
I just don't know.
I took Frontier a few months ago.
I used to be part of the Frontier Den Club or whatever it was, where it was you could fly to Denver for $45 or whatever.
Yeah.
And going back to Bumble, I would set my Bumble to be in Denver.
Yeah.
And then I would be like, I'll go spend a long weekend. This is healthy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where I'm at in life.
Yeah. Denver, like $50. Phoenix, $50.
Yeah.
So I'm in.
It's the one. When we get back from the break, the world of entertainment lost a real one.
Big deal.
We'll tell you about it when we get back. You'll listen to 2 Men On. Welcome back to 2 Men On. Welcome back to the program. I, of course, am Fred Slow. Alongside me is Van Nunley, and we're right here on KSNM 98.7 Classic Rock, broadcasting of Las Cruces, Truth or Consequences. And a big thank you to everyone who finds us digitally. Van, welcome back.
It's good to be back.
The world has had so many influential individuals, right? Historically speaking. Yeah. And I think you can name them off the top of your head pretty easy, right? If I were to say Kubla Khan, you would go, yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you would say that one tracks. If I were to say...
I would have went Genghis first round draft pick, but that's okay. You go Kubla too.
You don't think they're 1A?
No, Genghis is the GOAT, dude. He cured global warming.
with genocide.
Yes.
It was through genocide.
Yeah.
Actually, moving forward, when we do these lists, let's remove anyone genocide related.
Okay, well, that's going to take off my second answer.
Yes, I'm very aware. That's why I decided to. But Magellan.
Mm,
You know, there's a handful of
yeah,
Ponce de Leon.
shoe and sole guy.
That's Dr. Scholl. That's a different guy. He was a doctor. He was Livingston, Dr.
Well,
Livingston.
Magellan's was also another competitor, but doctor. That's okay.
Not the one for me.
We're not worried about it.
But if we're talking about world domination or travel or the establishment of societies and entities around the world, we could give you a huge list. But I'm going to say this. The thing that I think has connected the world more than anything else, specifically in our lifetime, but probably the last 100 years after the Industrial Revolution, is the mass ability to consume media.
Concur.
And often used for ill, but what it is today exists because of Ted Turner. Ted Turner and his efforts with cable, his efforts in the world of sports,
sure,
his efforts in the world of sports entertainment as it involves pro wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
He started the first 24-hour news station in CNN.
Yep.
He WTBS, obviously, which spread the fandom of Atlanta Braves baseball to everywhere.
If you weren't a Yankees, Dodgers, or Cubs fan already in the 90s, you defaulted Braves.
Correct.
And that's all because of TBS and TNT. Like
TNT, huge.
Yeah.
And then after that went on and gave over $1 billion, and he started foundations with the United Nations and a ton to like combat like nuclear everything, not energy, just war. Like he co-chaired boards against biological weapons and basically lived nonpartisan forever, which was kind of an incredibly tough thing to do with the amount of money that was in his world. And, for me, the tie is obviously, what he did with World Championship Wrestling, and creating a second brand that
huge.
I wouldn't be on radio today if it wasn't for Monday Nitro and Bobby the Brain Heenan telling stories, period. Like I would not be the dude I am today without the existence of Ted Turner, which is nuts.
And you're just going to gloss over.
Go ahead.
Not even mention the big one.
The Atlanta Braves.
Bag Jane Fonda.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that part's huge.
Icon. Late 70s, early 80s, and beyond. Icon.
He, through WTBS.
You know what I'd do if I had $1 billion?
What would you do, man, if you had $1 billion?
2 Jane Fondas at the same time, man.
Syndication exists because of Ted Turner.
Yeah.
That's crazy to think about. Ted Turner absolutely goated in the world of entertainment and history. And then when the bag got so big, and it got as big as it could ever possibly get, sold it to AOL. He said, I'm taking the money. I'm going.
Saw the writing on the wall.
Saw it on the wall.
Got out at the perfect time. Instead of divesting and going into internet and streaming and dealing with the uncertain future of entertainment, he's like, I'm on top of the mountain. I'll just stay here forever. This is your problem now.
He said, I don't care about these Gilligan Islands reruns. And then he was gone. What TV show was Jane Fonda in? Three's Company or whatever? I have no idea what she was in.
I mean, Jane Fonda's workout tapes. That's
one infomercial.
What I'm familiar with.
Baseball. Basketball. The amount that he worked on, and obviously Jim Crockett Promotions and blah, blah, blah. But the amount of mainstream acceptance, or at least availability, I guess, to sports that he created. I
mean, Bird and Magic, huge for basketball.
Sure.
Jordan, huge for basketball. But except for one night a week on NBC, no one would have watched them if it wasn't for Ted Turner.
That's a good point.
Basketball would not had its meteoric rise in the 80s and 90s without the access from them.
You know, Turner Classic Movies. Am I getting that right? Turner Classic Movies?
TCM.
So whenever TNT comes out, because you're talking about the sports stuff, they opened up with Gone with the Wind.
Right.
You know, it was like, you're actually going to get all the things. Because at the time, there's only so many cable channels.
Yeah.
And then, you know, pre-MGM, but they get all of that stuff, all the really famous old RKO film stuff. You remember the intro, and no, we can't name every movie, but like all that stuff went into Warner, right? Created all this other stuff, and had this like huge opportunity to reach like so many people with products. And you're like, okay, Freddie, like, cool, you got this. You could abuse it. You could use it for terrible things. You could My Pillow it to the top with just money and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But this dude creates Captain Planet.
Yeah.
Like, this dude is like, kids, I know kids watch TV. Well, why don't we do this? Why don't we create a TV show based around how important it is to take care of the world that you live in?
Well, I was listening. I don't know how many other people were because we haven't improved squat.
You're not wrong. Bought Hanna-Barbera. Hanna-Barbera stayed in circulation all those years.
Yeah.
Because Ted Turner knew it was an important Looney Tunes. He knew it was an important product for kids to absorb as the world was changing.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for bringing me Shaggy and Scoobs when I was a kiddo. Much appreciated.
He launched the Cartoon Network, which I think exists on some platforms, but not all. I don't really know the Cartoon Network situation. But yeah, just kept it going. And like even things that we didn't know that had to be kept going. It's maybe like the most influential dude in the history of broadcasting and cable television. That's a wild sentence.
I would say from after the generation of the rise of network television, cable television up until the internet, no one was more important than him.
Yeah. And how he protected it. Because we were talking about that Time Warner AOL thing. Literally they bought Turner Broadcasting on a Tuesday and they canceled pro wrestling the following Monday. like he protected those things.
Yeah, this was a lost leader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then because he's such a bad dude, he was like, I think I'm going to publicly fight with Rupert Murdoch. And you're like,
thanks, dude.
Yes.
Appreciate that about you.
Like, not even one time. He's like, no. Like, every chance that I get, I'm going to fight with him for years.
Yeah.
And so Murdoch would be like, you got a liberal slant over there at CNN. And he goes, actually, I think you're an idiot. He goes, well, he said, that's the Southern Turner.
There was a time where CNN was the voice of reason on television. There was a time where they would be, akin to PBS, akin to Associated Press, where they took factual information and presented it to the populace. I believe that Rupert Murdoch himself and Fox News did a huge disservice to news channels throughout the rest of history.
Oh, sure. But that's not under Ted Turner. Yeah. That was like...
No, that's after. No,
that's
100%. No, that's definitely after he sold out and passed the torch. Well, but he loved living in a world of factuality.
And conflict.
That's why people thought he was a liberal commie.
Yeah.
Because he dealt with facts.
The better part of what you're saying is the fact was Rupert Murdoch was Time Warner, who ended up buying the thing. Whatever, I'm not saying didn't.
Yeah.
Because this all originally started because he wouldn't air CNN in New York markets because he thought it was too libby.
Yeah.
And then Ted Turner famously said, I think, what am I, 41? So I guess I would have been a senior in high school. I would have been a senior in high school. And Ted Turner says, very publicly, he says, I will fist fight you, Rupert Murdoch.
That was so sweet.
I go, that's what heroes say. You're doing the hero thing. Like, please get back into pro wrestling. Please buy pro wrestling.
And that's what heroes do.
He got suspended by Major League Baseball. Do you remember this?
I don't.
So this would have been, so he owned the Braves.
Yeah.
So this would have been the late 70s, 76, 78, 76, 77, 78, right around there. And he tampers with Gary Matthews. And he was like the first owner to ever tamper or get caught. Yeah, be famous enough to catch the consequences. Like, he's setting the thing. Like, and the Giants, which at that time, and this is so funny to even talk about, because what the Braves were nationally, the Giants weren't even regionally at that time.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, he's taking our best players. Like, you got to do something. And then, what was old boy's name? Bobby Coon, Bowie Coon. So whoever the commissioner of baseball was, he's like, all right, guys, I guess we're gonna just take a year off. And Ted Turner, like, famously, like, hung out across the street.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, yeah, I'm not involved. Wink, wink, poke, poke.
It's been for a billionaire.
Yeah.
And it's so few and far between that they are legitimately good people. He's probably the lesson for the class. He's the example for the class. Like, they all have their faults. They all have their downfalls. But give me a Ted Turner over just about any billionaire
I would agree
that exists now.
He wrap up that story about getting suspended. It's because he was bragging to Bob Lurie, who owned the Giants, how he's going to take his players.
That's so incredibly swaggy. I love it so much.
Just so funny. And then, like, Al Capone went to jail for tax evasion.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that was his suspension, was like not familiar with game operations or something. You're like,
yeah,
cool. Old Ted.
Thanks for helping the sport of baseball for all these years. Here's a slap on the wrist. Don't do it again.
You are talking about best billionaire. I mean, did stuff with health reform, like helped pass a ton of bills. Regular contributor like Reuters, universal health care forever. He was pushing.
Yeah.
Flipped out on Deepwater Horizon. Like, I could just run the list of all of the things, and never really seemed to be on the wrong side of it. Like, which is kind of nuts. And Jane Fonda.
And you forgot about that again, didn't you? Whoops.
He did a thing too where he was like, not everyone has to have so many kids. And you go, you ain't kind of be able to do whatever you want, but yes, I get it. Like, I guess that's weird. But otherwise he was.
Yeah, because he probably bought the rights and syndicated Idiocracy. And he kept watching the first 5 minutes of Idiocracy over and over again.
Yeah.
Pretty good idea.
It was taken at the time because, because he said some weird stuff about, like, fervent religious individuals.
Mm-hmm.
He'd call you like a Jesus freak. He would, if you were really like Joel Osteen style people.
Kenneth Copeland, I believe, he called out.
Yes, he would chase it, and I think that's what he was talking about population wise, which was
not people of true belief, obviously not, but the snake oil salesman, your Pat Robertsons, your Kenneth Copelands, people who real Christians don't participate in their shenanigans either.
All right, I got the list for you here. You ready? Judy Nye for 4 years. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Jane Fonda for 24 years. That's a pretty good get.
Yeah, man.
That's a pretty good get. And then I don't know any of these other ladies after that, but they were all very pretty.
Yeah.
Did not struggle.
A nice guy with $1 billion, not bad looking. Yeah, he'll be fine.
Well, he's part of the Giving Pledge too, which is like a Warren Buffett, Bill Gates thing.
Mm-hmm.
Upon his death, to charity. And I got a day job. I run the Boys and Girls Club. Like, I'll call this foundation.
100%.
Like, let's figure this out.
Let's go. Send him this segment.
That's the guy. I think he had dementia at the end.
It's a bummer.
Yeah. Caught pneumonia allegedly at the end, and then found resting in forever peace in his home today. So, time of recording today. time of airing, whatever. Did he get sailing in the Olympics, or am I making this up? He has like Chuck Norris fake level of stories.
That sounds correct.
All right, he competed in the Olympics, is what I just Googled. Did not make it, but tried out. Like, my guy was doing all right. He's got the legacy.
And local roots here too. Had the giant ranch in northern New Mexico,
which is not the best thing right now.
Well, I think his were a little more wholesome.
I don't know what the rules are on FCC here, so I'm going to clean this up. But there's this super famous memory I have of Vince McMahon going on Conan O'Brien. And Conan O'Brien was on CBS at the time. And then he was, Ted Turner on WCW, Vince McMahon on WWF.
Right.
And Conan O'Brien says, what do you think of Ted Turner? And Vince McMahon says, and I'm going to clean it up because he said the full thing.
Yeah.
But he goes, well, he's an SOB. But aside from that, he's probably a pretty good guy. There you go.
If you can get Vince McMahon to break kayfabe and say something nice, like,
he goes, pretty good. I don't like him at all. You go, okay, like you're doing it. So you go. Rest in peace to Ted Turner. Was that dude? Will be celebrated as that dude for a lot of years to come.
Yeah. And
it would. And I got this from you. I'm a big needs more data guy, but I don't think I do on Ted Turner. And if Page Six or whoever is going to try to come out and do a weird thing, post what miss me.
Yeah, check the sources.
Yeah, I'm going to hold on to this one.
Check the sources.
I know him and Donald Trump had a good relationship for a lot of years. I wonder I didn't read any sort of truth tweet or anything, but I even think that he was celebrated like by that side too, regardless of like all the weird arguing and fighting and CNN stuff.
I mean, you don't sell out your own. They're both billionaires, allegedly.
Well, that part's true too. That part's 100% true. When we get back from the break, we continue this very program. A ton going on, not just in the world that we pursue, that is sports, not just a ton going on in pop culture, but I think I have what I believe to be the news story, not just of this week, but the news story of the summer, Van. And we will jump into that whenever we get back. You listen to 2 Men On and KSNM 98.7 Classic Rock. Hello and welcome back to 2 Men On. Welcome back to KSNM 98.7 Classic Rock right here in Las Cruces, Truth or Consequences, and your listening ears. I, of course, am Fred Slow. Alongside me is Van Nunley, and we are talking the world of cool stuff.
As always.
Got
Got our fingers on the pulse, ladies and gentlemen.
this story we've been messing around with for a couple weeks now, and if by you counting your weeks, you count the episodes that we've done of the show.
Yep.
A couple of them, maybe not necessarily in a row, but it sputters in and out of regular conversation. And this started weeks ago for us as we were talking about Jelly Roll, who is a rock, country, maybe rap
Something.
performer.
Yeah.
And also is in the WWE for some reason. And the other one, Post Malone, as they were doing a Make America Great Again tour thing, and it just wasn't selling any tickets.
Yeah.
And you and I poked fun. We said, well, I mean, look at the hand that's feeding you here. No one wants to, no one's trying to eat what they're serving here. We go, it's them. It's those two guys, because we personally don't care for their style of entertainment, so therefore no one else does. That's what we said.
A Jelly Roll is definitely lumped into the red hat category. I think Post Malone has done a great job of tiptoeing the line. Seems like a generally good person in real life, so it's hard for me to lump him all the way in, but he's definitely more appreciated by that section of the United States of America.
I think all of them. I mean, I think, and this is like true for like the Nicki Minaj. This is true.
Well, she like straight up kissed the ring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, that's a new level.
Well, even just the other day, Kid Cudi was here in Albuquerque, and then he went to Dallas or the Dallas-Fort Worth area, whatever, and his opener was MIA. Do you remember MIA?
Where did they go? Did they get like the plane? Were they on? Did they have Spirit books?
Why were they in Dade County?
Why were they missing in action, Fred?
MIA was all I want to do is.
I remember.
Yeah. So that's the noise I make when I do gun sound effects when people are driving in their cars, because it's safe.
Correct.
You're not going to confuse that.
Yeah. It's more blaster from Star Wars than it is an actual gun. Yeah.
So, yeah, she came out and went on some sort of rant on her thing, and she was like, with the microphone, she says, I've been canceled more times than anyone here met. Some color of my skin, some political beliefs. And Kid Cudi goes, you can't be here. Like, we don't. Nope. This is not what this is for.
Nope.
Like, I'm aware of how razor thin I'm the Spirit Airlines of tours right now. Like, you cannot. But now there's like a phenomenon about it. Everything is canceling. The Pussycat Dolls just canceled their reunion tour, and it's all week ticket sales.
I mean, Jelly Roll's big cousin, Kid Rock, like, canceled almost all of his dates for the tour.
Demi Lovato,
no surprise.
Meghan Trainor,
yep.
Like all of these things that historically would get out and day of sell a ticket for $5 just to fill out a venue.
Yeah,
they're just not doing it, and it's called a nickname. I don't know. Have you seen this?
No.
Okay, so it's called a nickname. Blue Dot Fever. Have you heard this?
I have not. So drop it on me.
So Blue Dot Fever is when you look at seats available for an event on Ticketmaster.
Okay.
The seats that are taken are gray, little gray dots.
Gotcha.
The seats that are available are
blue dots.
They're blue dots.
Sure.
So if you go to the ticket options for all these concerts, it's just blue dots.
A sea of blue dots.
As far as you can see.
Gotcha.
It's like when you go to a pro wrestling show and everyone's wearing a black T-shirt. It is the exact same thing, but blue dots.
Yeah.
So Blue Dot Fever is taking over the summer concert 2 hour.
I said it about Spirit Airlines, and I'll say it about overpriced concerts canceling. Good. This is what you get. This is what you deserve, music industry. You've been gouging your customers.
Correct.
since the 90s. Tickets go up every year. The viewership goes down every year because they don't want to pay these exorbitant prices. And now the greed of your ticket masters, the greed of Live Nation are smashed together with this economy. The people, and me and you, we get free tickets to stuff.
Yeah.
We're in the
fortunate.
media.
We're fortunate.
Yeah. We stick those pinkies out and we go review it. You know, we talk about it.
If we want to go to Mexico City for World Cup, we can do that.
We can go. Yeah.
Can't take Spirit.
Name your event. Espirito.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, this is what happens when a greedy industry meets a recession. These people aren't. If you got to pay double for gas, you got to pay 1.5 times or double for your groceries. All of your public services are going up higher.
Just say people are broke.
Yes, people are broke, Fred. People have to pay more for healthcare now. People have to pay more for gas, for groceries, for almost everything in their life, and they don't have any money left over to feed the monster that is Ticketmaster. There's no disposable income to spread around on the stuff that you'd like to do.
And then they tell lies. They don't just say that they caught the blue dot fever, which, by the way, I love. I think it's a very clever name. They tell you, you know what, we're actually going to cite health. It's performers' health. And you go, I don't know, I just saw Ozzy.
There's so many unhealthy people performing this summer.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
All these people?
Is there a new COVID that only affects musicians this summer? That's wild.
Well, and actually RFK started it when he grabbed that bird the other day at the airport.
The starling flu.
You know, it's actually logistics, man. You know, you can't do as many shows in a week as you used to historically be able to do because ellipses.
Because reasons.
They just lie. Just say poor ticket sales.
Yeah.
That's all you have to do. Like, there are economic pressures out there.
Sure.
There's price sensitivity now to an audience that has opportunity to engage in whatever form of entertainment that they seek at a very low subscription cost or for free if you're resourceful. And to incentivize me to go see an artist that I'm not. There's a pop-up tonight at time of recording, the All-American Rejects. There's a pop-up in here in town tonight. It's not announced yet, and I can't really do it here because people are watching live at the time of recording.
Sure.
I'm not going to go.
No, thanks. No, I'm good. Ticketmaster made $4 billion last year.
Yeah.
With $1 billion in operating cost. They were still able to quadruple their operating cost and net $3 billion.
Ticket prices are up 40.
It is uniquely their responsibility here for price gouging their own customers. This is your fault.
40% are tickets up for concerts through Ticketmaster since 2024. 40%.
Yeah.
That's 40%.
Yeah. In this economy?
There's no way.
You've got to be kidding me. In this economy?
Also, all the other traditional streams of revenue for these artists, CDs don't sell. You don't get a cut of that. Like merchandise, you don't really own to sell.
Right.
You really only sell that stuff during concert tours.
Right.
The streaming pays you next to nothing for your music. You have to be Mariah Carey for 6 weeks during the holidays to make any amount of money on streaming. There's no MTV for your music video to find life. There's I'm monetized through YouTube, and like I think I've talked about this before, but the amount of play, the amount of spins that you need is so incredibly high. And all of these artists, and if it's a band or an ensemble, it's not the original people. You know, it's like nostalgia. You can't.
Yeah.
But they all want to do this thing at the exact same time.
Yeah.
No, like there's a saturation point to this thing where you can't. Also, the fans of the Pussycat Dolls who have the money now to do this thing, you know what else? They have kids at home. Like
little pussycats of their own now.
Yeah. You got to pay for Little League and braces.
Yeah.
And these big venues that exist that were built whenever this thing was at a boom, they just don't fill up the way they used to. Like 15,000 people at a thing is a really good amount of people at a thing now.
Yeah. Friend of the show, congratulations, no matter where you're listening from. If you live next to a casino, you're lucky, because that's the only people who can afford to put on concerts now are casinos.
Zayn Malik also just canceled a tour. There's just so many of them. And I used to be, years ago, a guy who was willing to like pick up and travel to a thing.
Yeah.
Oh, artists I likes in, let's just use regional ones, Austin.
Yeah.
Artists I likes in San Antonio. Artists I likes in Dallas. Artists I likes in Phoenix.
Yeah.
Man, let's figure it out. Let's grab the Frontier flight.
We've done it before.
We flew up and saw Incubus in Denver.
The 20th anniversary tour.
On a Wednesday.
Yeah.
We said, this will be good. This will remind us of high school.
Sure.
We both miss how popular and fit we were. Let's go back to high school.
I've never been more popular.
You peaked.
I have been more fit.
It's a complete scrap fest for all that stuff. And I don't know, like, how do you rebound from it? What's the solution to get out of it? Yeah, it is the worst, most lamest answer, which is the worst, most lamest answer for everything. The economy.
Yeah. There is a easily findable algorithm for how much people are willing to pay for tickets, depending on the size of your venue, the popularity of the band. You know the numbers, and you're not going by those numbers. You're price gouging, and you're adding secret fees, and you're dumping money into politicians' pockets to not regulate this industry. It is uniquely your bad, bro.
Well, can I get political for a second?
Please do.
Let's go back to the Pussycat Dolls.
No, okay, very political.
If you look at the Pussycat Dolls,
historically, I have.
They're a rainbow of people.
Mm-hmm.
And their fan base is what? Yeah. A rainbow of people.
They got the old one of each. They're a musician version of a community college pamphlet.
I would agree.
Yeah.
But today's current day and age, it's a real concern that the Department of Homeland Security will just show up to your event and hang out.
Yeah.
People don't want to buy tickets to where they have to be concerned about if it's going to get ice cold at a thing.
Yeah. Look at World Cup ticket sales.
Look at World Cup ticket sales.
Yeah. It's supposed to be sold out every event across the country by now. They're nowhere close.
Not even close. I read an article the other day. This is the most boring way to transition in radio, but I'm going to hit it. I read an article the other day.
All right.
Talking about how hotel revenues are so laughably below expectations for this World Cup that they won't do. Well, I guess if you wanted to book a block of rooms, you could do it. But they're not keeping individuals from booking rooms because they believe that they'll be like extended stay periods for it. And not just like fans, but organizations who want to cover. Organizations that maybe are media related or support related or whatever. Those people aren't coming either.
Right.
It's not just the fan that's not paying to be in the seat. It's the industries that surround World Cup and music and this, that, and the other thing.
Yeah.
That won't be there to promote the thing. You know, and maybe in 4 years it'll be different. I mean, obviously the United States of America will be in a different leadership position, and you know, hopefully there's a lot less wars in the Middle East. And
I hope, on all counts.
But it's all tied together. Like every single part of it's tied together.
Yeah.
Like figure if you want
and if you disagree, you don't think corporate greed, you don't think the economy, you don't think disposable income is behind all of this, you have an agenda. You have been fooled if you can't go off of this very basic data and come to the conclusion that these people have been screwing you over for years, and people are finally revolting.
You're talking about the
with
consumer.
their wallet. Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing too. There's all these old heads in the industry, right? Like Hillary Duff just did that Netflix thing, and then did a little mini tour, Hannah Montana. Not Hannah Montana. What's the other one?
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
That's Miley Cyrus. That's
Correct.
Hannah Montana. But Hillary Duff.
Or is it?
Go Fish.
One did have brown hair.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
You remember in the 90s when Hulk Hogan stopped dyeing his eyebrows, and I didn't recognize him as a kid, but I couldn't quite figure out why, and it took me all these years later.
Oh, with his signature hot dog skin and his blonde hair of a Chinese man.
His eyebrows were different.
Yeah.
It could have been anything.
Sure.
But that's a very real thing. Like, you have to have a management team or individuals or peoples who surround you, and you have to be able to say, can we make a pivot?
Yeah.
Like, we don't have to book arenas. Like, give me a mini tour.
Are we the baddies?
Yeah.
Sure.
Do we become the baddies now? But that's what that Hillary Duff did. She booked like little theaters.
Yeah.
Sold them all out.
Yeah.
You know what you can get at a reasonable rate? 500 people to come out to an event. You know how I know? I do it monthly with pro wrestling.
Right.
It's not hard. Also, I don't think there was 500 people at the last show, but you get the idea. Like, you can get
I believe
hundreds
there was.
There might have been.
You didn't get a chance to go upstairs. There's
a lot of people.
a lot of people.
But if you get, and that's the thing too, is like the loyalty of it, right?
Yeah.
Like, because you can only do the nostalgia best of thing so often.
Right.
And again, no offense to PCD. Like, I'm not trying to put PCD on blast.
Mm-hmm.
That's not your boy. Because I don't know their catalog well enough. But there's an audience out there that super does. And like, if you were, and this might even be, we might be tying into big radio now. Because like, if PCD's putting out new hits, it's not getting radio play.
I wouldn't know.
No. And then if PCD's putting out new hits.
You astounded me when you mentioned them as an example in this segment. I was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah. Remember
Forgot about them. Oh, yeah.
And the only time you're going to be able to hear their music is at their concert on like a pre-tape playing before they go out there and play the hits. I'm not going out there to hear Wings' new stuff. I want the best of Paul McCartney.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, which we got last year.
But also, if Wings put out new stuff, I would totally listen to it.
100%. I'll spin it at least the once.
How many people fit in an arena? Like a big one. Like WrestleMania, 50,000 people.
Sure.
WrestleMania, the biggest name in the thing. And they did sell some ringside seats for $10,000. I'm not going to say they didn't. I'm not confused. But the day of, as I'm pulling up, like, ticket reselling website, they're under $100.
Yeah.
You can get in the building. That's all you need.
Just wait.
Just wait.
Yeah. We have all the evidence that you don't need to buy your ticket ahead of time to whatever your favorite thing is. Wait till right before the event because it will plummet.
And maybe I'm old man slow, but 10 years ago, $150 was front row. That was stage side. That was.
Yeah.
Now it's nosebleed.
Yeah. Just to get in the door. Well, it's actually only like a $60 ticket, but you got the $40 the easement fee. You got the $20 accessibility fee. You got the quadruple stake taxes to squeeze it in there.
I got a real number here. Are you familiar with where Bangor is?
The United States state of Maine?
Yes, Bangor, Maine.
Okay.
The Pussycat Doll, PCD, as I keep calling them. So PCD
I noticed.
has a show. It had a show. It's now canceled. In Bangor, Maine.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to guess what a front row seat cost in Bangor, Maine?
Bangor, Maine. Pretty well off there, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm sure they tried to gouge the crowd. Front row seat to PCD in Bangor, Maine, $350.
A lot of our friends of the show right now, this is the first time they've heard of Bangor, Maine.
Okay, congratulations. It exists. I heard it's beautiful.
There were $1,000 front row seats.
$1,000 for the Pussycat Dolls?
PCD.
Gah.
The bubble is officially popped. This is the 2008 financial crisis of music and live entertainment.
Please crumble just like that industry did.
No, it actually didn't. It actually got way worse.
It got bailed out. So they're going to bail out Ticketmaster too? Well, they didn't bail out Spirit. They didn't bail out Sprint either now that we're talking about it.
None of those.
Actually,
yeah.
They didn't bail out Spirit. They're not going to bail out Ticketmaster. They're not going to bail out Columbia. They're not going to bail out.
They don't care about radio. They didn't care about Radio Shack. That was as close as I could get.
Nor will they.
A couple of years ago, I don't know if you remember this, the Black Keys and J-Lo, Jennifer Lopez, They canceled tours. This would have been 2 years ago. And I think we even made fun of it on the radio show we were hosting at the time.
Had to have.
They're like, oh, they can't hang. They can't do it. They, whatever. The Eras tour is coming up. It's still big or whatever we did.
Yeah. Taylor Swift did fine. Taylor Swift's recession proof.
She seems to be.
Yeah.
They're just ahead of the game. Like, what's it? It's not worth it. Also, just do some weird sellout stuff. Go over to Saudi Arabia, Justin Bieber, and play a concert for 100 people for, what did he get? $4 million or whatever it was?
Get your nut there, go into the black, and then sell some reasonably priced tickets. Quit screwing over your fans.
And these B-siders, no offense to PCD and whoever else, but these B-sider performances, call me in van. Like, get new management.
Yeah. I got your formula.
I promise.
Yeah.
It's doable. Write the playbook on it. There are some real cheap airplanes we can get.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll just go around the country.
Yeah.
Doing the thing. Also, like, not to super pile on. Price of the ticket. Price of the Uber. Or parking. And then
or gas to get there.
Yeah. The hot dog. The merch you want to take home, your souvenir merch.
Yeah. All that's not included in $1,000 Pussycat Doll ticket?
Let's say it's out of
that better be all inclusive.
A venue you don't plan to leave. Hotel
I better
room.
get a neck rub from my favorite Pussycat Doll for those prices.
PCD, man. That's what we started saying. Started saying that mid broadcast when I realized that made more sense. And then didn't explain it when I started saying it. I just assumed it was common knowledge.
I wouldn't buy $1,000 ticket to my favorite performer, more or less some one-hit wonders from the late 90s and early 2000s. There's no way. I would buy a $50 flight on PCDA for sure.
PCDA, that's Pussycat Doll Airlines.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The in-flight entertainment today.
Yeah. You guessed it. They're here again.
They're here when you take off, and they'll be here when you land.
While we're at peak altitude for the next 37 minutes, ladies and gentlemen, the Pussycat Dolls.
You're listening to 2 Men On KSNM 98.7 Classic Rock. Welcome back to the program. Welcome back to 2 Men On. I am Fred Slow. That is Van Nunley. We record this bad boy once a week at Rio Bravo Brewery right here in Albuquerque, New Mexico, for rebroadcast or regurgitation to KSNM 98.7 Classic Rock in Las Cruces and the world.
I mean, we're having our own personal border wars here right now.
Okay.
Because I have the Mexican lager with a lime.
Yeah.
And you have the American lager, no lime.
I'm gonna shoot you straight here.
Mm-hmm.
I can't taste the difference.
Yep.
I just don't have the time. I only know Bud Light.
Yeah, I mean, you're drinking the American lager, and then you're going to have the Mexican lager pay for it.
Could use ice.
Could it now?
No. Yeah, we're just talking a lot about monies. You know, we opened the show up talking about Spirit Airlines and how they didn't have the monies that they needed. And then, you know, we fast forward a little bit, we talked about Ted Turner. He had all of the money.
Yeah, all of it. Yeah.
You know, we were talking about, you know, maybe the strong possibility of why all these concert tours have failed, and it's because they don't have the monies.
Sure.
So I thought, well, summer's coming up. You know, like school's wrapping up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we have to give the friends of the show an opportunity to be aware of the free community resources that surround them and how to have an affordable summer when you have multiple kids.
Yeah.
And maybe you're planning a staycation for the first time instead of a vacation.
You spend all your money on milk.
On existing.
Mm-hmm.
Also, how fortunate we are here in the state of New Mexico to have cradle to career care.
Yes.
Like if you do have kids and you want to enroll them into a child care program during the summer, that is free at no cost to you through the early childhood care program. Also, if you are an adult or an individual in this great state of New Mexico that wants to pursue a community college or university college or a trade school, or if you want to go to a tech institute, you can do that under a scholarship opportunity in the state of New Mexico. So you have all those things. With all those things said.
Awesome. Now let's do healthcare.
Yeah. No, you're next.
Real talk. I am so proud of our state being the industry standard for the rest of the country.
Mm-hmm.
We are the first domino, and let's get everybody else on board.
Yeah. Everyone's going to have to catch up, which I love. But we have to start playing like really affordable staycations. That's, at least in my opinion, man, the only way that we're going to be able to survive this hot recessive summer.
Gotcha.
And you can't camp overnight in the White Sands this year. Closed. They closed it in March.
For raking.
Big kitty litter box right now.
Yeah, sure.
Now hear me out. How many days of school left? 13 or whatever it is.
Somewhere around there.
Like 2 weeks. The kids are going to need effort. And I thought, put them to work. I said, call the mines, send them to the mines.
The mines or Minecraft? Which one?
Well, with the way streaming works now, I guess on Twitch you become monetized, and then they can become contributors
to their family household.
Yeah, it's a good plan.
That'd be great.
You know, smaller communities in New Mexico only go to school Monday through Thursday. The kids have Friday through Sunday off. And I think this is because historically you're supposed to go and help on the farm, Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't think that happens the way it used to.
The chorin'.
Yeah. Kids are for chorin'. My wife went through labor so that these kids could labor every day.
Yeah. I didn't have 12 kids just to get 8 good ones.
Correct.
Yeah.
So we have to figure out.
I want at least 10 good ones.
Yeah. I want 8 to survive.
Yeah.
And then of the 8, 6 of them best be boys.
Yeah.
And the other 2's because we need them helping in the house.
Yeah. With some good, wide, childbearing hips.
So that I can then, in the future, trade them for a fine dowry that I will, of course, use to better my current situation, living with my 4 sons and their wives from the field over.
Bessie's got 2 good years left.
Stop calling your wife Bessie.
and this kiddo turns 12 in 2 years. We got to get her married off.
That's not untrue.
I know.
How it existed for so long.
It's accurate.
Yeah. What are you thinking over there, Junior? I'm not Junior. I'm Junior. You go, why do you have my same voice?
Yeah. See how I got little Susie and I push up against her with my hand? See how sturdy she is?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the one you want.
Can handle a pickaxe.
The little woman's strong with plow.
She is she's very good. She can collect all the eggs. Fast hands.
Yeah.
She has very fast hands. The qualities in people have really changed over the time. How quick I can type would not at all translate to the farmer existence that for so many years like what's that called? Not subsidence. What's that called? When you just live on your own. You know what I'm trying to say here.
No.
Substance living. What's it called?
Sustenance?
Yeah, sustenance.
Okay.
Whatever. Thank you for finding that word for me. That doesn't exist in my world. Like, I know so much about capital investment.
Sure.
Like, I know so much about private equity.
Mm-hmm.
Also, hold up.
Yeah.
Private equity's been
Your
the problem this whole
401k
time.
ain't going to water this garden.
All those family farms are gone.
Yeah.
None of that stuff exists anymore.
Nope.
That's private equity. They all came in, scooped you up, and they often did it in cohorts with the United States government issue war bonds telling you to pay you back $1.10 on every 90 cents that you give. Man, we've been in this machine for the whole time.
Yeah. You're just now catching on?
I'm just now catching
Late
on.
to the party?
Well,
how do you like soybeans and corn? Because that's all we got.
I like exporting them to China.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you're talking about?
To feed the cows that we import in.
All right, hear me out. I got so much corn because we've gotten so good at privatized farming. We can actually just mash it up and put it in the gas.
Yeah.
Like, why not?
Why not? We'll make corn gas.
This works for us.
Oh, your Coke's not sugary enough? How about some corn syrup?
And someone in southern New Mexico is like, we make gas. What does Fred and Van talk about? No, literally here in May, ethanol can go from 10% to 15%.
Yeah.
Because of federal regulations changing because of the gas crises.
Yeah, we got so much corn.
Yeah.
We're going to do a corn reunion tour sponsored by Ticketmaster with $1,000 front row seats. That's how much corn we got.
Is that a corn song?
It's close.
I know Zero Corn. They missed me completely.
Now,
I know
I
we're
don't
on
think
a
that
classic
was
rock
for
channel.
you. Yeah. Okay. Newsflash.
Okay.
Corn is classic rock now.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It's 20 years old. That's the
We've
definition of
aged out.
classic rock.
Uh-huh.
I heard Harvey Danger's flagpole sitter right here on this channel, and I go, dang it.
Oof. By stocking just for men.
Just wanted to stop listening. Just want my childhood come back. So I thought, let's put together a budget. We need a weekly budget.
Okay. I like this a lot.
That's what we have to do. All right. So what are some things that we need to cover in a weekly budget with 2.5 kids and a dog this summer?
Start with the dog.
Okay.
Dog food.
All right, I'm just going to call that treats because I think we can budget treats for the dog and the kids. So
Same.
I'm already combining.
I don't know how you can afford dog treats in this economy. I was just talking dog food.
No, I'm doing treat. I'm talking pizza pockets.
That's awfully kind of you.
You don't feed your dog pizza pockets?
You're going to give the dog diarrhea, Fred. You know that.
No,
right?
I don't. I've never had a dog. All right, treats. All right, so that's a good one.
Yo, not your actual dog. Your hypothetical segment traveling staycation dog.
Yes.
Okay.
We'll love pizza pillows.
Okay.
They're delicious.
Well, I mean, I hope you budgeted in some money for Resolve carpet cleaner. Because then pizza pockets are going to give your dog dripping squirts.
Pizza pockets or pizza pillows?
He'll be making warm Frosties all over your carpet.
So you can't get Frosties at Wendy's anymore because Wendy's just shut down 10%
of
their Wendy's restaurants, including 6 here in the Albuquerque metro area. So, sir, this is not a Wendy's.
My goodness.
They're completely shut down.
Long live Arby's, baby.
And the tier of Wendy's is a push to Arby's. They're both very bad.
Well, I don't eat any of them.
Yeah.
So I don't know the quality control over the last 2 decades since I started eating fast food. By the way, our friends in the fast food industry,
call us.
Van, VAN, at talkabq.com.
We'll put you over.
I will change my tone real fast. I don't eat that. I don't put that garbage in my body. I eat healthy so I could drink a bunch of Rio Bravo beers.
The market fresh at Arby's is pretty good.
Is it still?
It's pretty good.
Still a thing?
Yeah, it's
okay.
still, yeah. Now, as far as the meats, I don't know. Like the gelatin roast beef cooked into a
Arby's food is just differently shaped hot dogs, right?
Yeah.
Everything's made like a hot dog. It's just shaped into the form of your expectation of what meat is.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's cessed. It's processed.
Correct.
So there. So factor that into your treats. But you also need activities.
Yeah, sure.
You can't just iPad your kid your 2.5 kids.
I'm not paying for that electricity.
For now
The drain on my car battery? No, thank you.
So I have this idea. Mondays, Van, those are library days.
Excellent.
Go to the library on Monday.
Smart move.
It's a smart move, right? Yeah. Tuesdays, sounds like a park day to me.
Yeah, I'm in so far.
Yeah.
This sounds awesome.
You want to shine it up? Maybe the second Tuesday at a picnic.
Mm-hmm.
Wednesdays, I just wore the kids out the last 2 days.
Yeah.
Why don't we do a fun little build a fort, watch a movie?
Yeah.
Like let's do
the movie that you got for free from the library on Tuesday.
Yeah, you could get multiple.
Or Monday. Yeah.
This is very good.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's tougher in southern New Mexico, but in many places, Thursdays are water days for me. Thursdays are...
Oh, you finally get to drink water?
No. Find a body of water to play in. And that can be a municipal swimming pool.
Yeah.
Maybe you go on your Facebook neighborhood group chat, your neighborhood page.
Who wants to co-op the neighborhood pool?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And then Fridays are for adventures. I've said this my whole life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fridays are all the little wild card things you wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on the age of your kids. Maybe we're going down to the local nerd culture store, playing a little Magic the Gathering on a Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe that's the night you have Little League games.
Get yourself down to your local thrift store. Buy you some old board games.
Do that.
Mm-hmm.
Go down to the Goodwill. And here's the fun thing about buying Monopoly from the Goodwill. Anything can be the thimble.
Yeah.
You don't have to use
also,
the thimble.
anything could be in that box, too. You do not know.
You have no clue.
You have no idea.
Yeah. The number of community chest and chance cards that me and my brother house ruled as kids with Sharpies.
Yeah.
Very high.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The game of Risk as a kid had real life consequences.
Edward 40 hands, huh?
Not as kids.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah, not as. Yeah, it was Edward Capri hands.
How about, you know what's free? Hiding stuff around your home and doing a scavenger hunt. That cost you $0.
I mean, that one kind of sucks.
And they'll have fun.
That one sucked a little
Well,
bit.
you could go to neighborhood. You can do it at a park.
Yeah.
Sure.
And also, all these parks we just talked about, all park departments have events.
Mm-hmm.
Basically all museums are free. Cities have splash pads. Like there's farmers markets and there's community centers. And for real, for being these guys, there's free to consume summer-long school lunch programs.
Right.
Like you can do all of these things. Also, like, do you know God? Your faith-based, community-based organization in town is doing stuff.
Yeah.
Go to the cakewalk. Go to the swap and sale. Like, this needs to be the summer of reconnecting with the community you're in.
Yeah.
Because number one, because financially you just have to.
Also, it's not just families out here. Like there's some single people struggling. There's couples struggling. Mm-hmm. Borrow somebody's baby and go get a free lunch.
That part got weird to me.
Okay. All right. You don't like my idea, but you can make some money and help your own community. Rent out your children so people can go get free meals. Bing, bang, boom.
Vacations cost whatever number they cost you traditionally, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you don't this one summer and you put that money into a late night ice cream run with the kids, or if you put that money to, I think I already said Blake and Ford's, but I'm obsessed with them. But if you do that instead, that stuff is like shares. It rides. Speaking of shares and rides, pick up the neighborhood kids.
Sure.
Put them all in the car. Go do the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because here's the thing. The neighbor will pick up your kid next time. Well, I don't know, my kids. The world's weird. And I listen to true crime podcasts. And because of that, I can't. I'm afraid. Fix that. Plan actual play dates.
Yeah.
Do that thing. Also, I'm feeling a little preachy right now. But you're getting the point.
I'll take it one extra level. Do a little community service. Do some volunteering. Helping people most of the time is free.
Feels great.
Yes, it does.
Feels great.
Yes, it does.
When we were kids, we had a board list. I don't know if you had this. But if we ever accidentally said we were bored.
We used paper.
What is paper?
Instead of boards.
I see what you did.
Mm-hmm.
You
had it. You were down real bad.
Okay.
Yeah. You had to use parts of the old barn. to make a list.
If we messed around and accidentally told our father that we were bored, he would pull from the board list something for us to do. Spoiler, it was chores.
Yeah, for sure.
Every time the board list had chores. Help your kids create their own. Say, hey, if you're thinking about being bored, don't forget we have riding bikes and we have sidewalk chalk and we have wiffle ball and we have Van mentioned earlier, nature scavenger hunt.
Yeah.
Like we have all these things.
Go flip over some rocks, kiddos.
Yeah.
See what's underneath those bad boys. You're going to be amazed what lives under there.
You know what I'd like to see, Junior? Talent show put on by you and your 1.5 siblings.
Yeah.
Let's go.
And dog.
And the dog.
Yeah. Don't forget about the dog.
Don't ever forget about that dog needs to be involved in this stuff.
Yeah. Teach your dog how to fetch the paper.
Yeah. And then trick him into fetching a water balloon. These are all really smart moves.
Incredible.
And all this stuff has been lost. Just lost.
Yeah.
You know, I'm old man slow again.
Yeah. We can tell.
And also I run on the Boys and Girls Club. So like this is kind of forever at the top of my mind.
Yeah.
Kids love freezing yogurt and then eating it the next day. And you're like, Fred, that'll take about 0.5 seconds. What's the point where you're saying?
I am a 44-year-old man, and I did that last week.
Which is awesome.
Yes, it's always awesome.
You don't have to take it to the extreme that Van does, where he burns one entire day of his week and ruins it by making the exact same food over and over again for the whole week.
I'm very healthy because of it.
You're not very is doing a lot of lifting in that sentence.
Also, I haven't checked in on my organs in a while. I could be wrong.
I can hear him barking.
Oh, those are my knees.
Do good. Take advantage of this hardship. And also, I'm not trying to give you like the Great Depression style conversation of...
Yeah, it's just a recession, not a depression.
No.
Chill out.
Go find cheap local events.
Yeah.
Go do that. Go people watch. Go support the thing in your community that is happening and then meet your community. And when maybe it's not next summer, which sucks. Maybe it's not 2 summers from now, which sucks again. But eventually, this thing will get back to a point where it, quote unquote, balances out. And by then, all of this growth that you took over this time with your 2.5 kids and your dog could be better for you. You're going to be more equipped to deal with
the next one.
What may come. Right. Also, like, and this is the most cliche one, like structure provides structure is the rival of chaos. Like if you, friend of the show and your 2.5 kids and your dog, if you can put the effort into making sure that and let's pick your favorite baseball team. Hey kids, we're going to watch 3 games a week. We're going to watch 2 games a week, whatever the number is. That's a fun destination deal. Do that thing. Create that structure. Create that expectation. If I could watch, I'm 41 years old. If I could go back and have memories of 3 nights out of 7 a week when the St. Louis Cardinals were on television, I took the time with my dad to watch 3 of those games, those would be some of my fondest memories. They don't exist.
All right. Hey, Junior, sit down. Did I ever tell you about that time that Ronnie Brown ran for 250 yards
out of the
Wildcat against Bill Belichick's peak Patriots? Sit down, sport.
We're going to watch history.
It's free on YouTube.
That's all very real. Do that thing.
Yeah.
Share the thing that you enjoyed at your age with the kids that you have access to, those that you can immediately imprint upon, and show them, I remember what it's like. And then whenever they return the favor, whenever they want to tell you that not all Pokemon are the color yellow and they want to do, hear those things. Like this is, you don't have to blow them away with a all expensives, whatever. Just like give it the effort it deserves at home. That's the final of this thing. It's ride that thing, ride this opportunity to its fullest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't look at it as a countrywide and worldwide tragedy that we're in a recession and things aren't as good as they used to be. Use it to build. Use it to grow. use it to make yourself a better and more rounded person.
That'd be sweet.
Also, there's Tubi and Freevee. You just got to watch some commercials and just put a screen in front of your kid while you go do whatever you want. That's fine too. Wait, no, that's not the heart of this. That's not the heart of this. Never, my bad. Actually, sorry. Never mind.
You ran away from the solution we were trying to give.
Damn it.
We just named all the reasons why. We spent 3 segments on how it's tough right now. Set yourself up for the summer.
Mm-hmm.
Also, like if you're me, call like those people that you, like the family that lives across the country, the whatever. Like set that thing up. You know, you guys don't have to go to your own individual. Meet in the middle.
Yeah.
Like you really got to travel somewhere.
Totally.
My family from St. Louis, Missouri would love to find an excuse to meet me in Oklahoma City.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fun thing for them. But it's a fun thing. And also, if like you have that energy right now after, because if you're still with us, you're like, okay, there's something to this. But you're like, I just hate it. This sounds terrible. So you got some other stuff to figure out then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because it should be like an exciting endeavor, right? To be able to, and sit down and do it together. You don't know, parent, your kid's passion for building houses out of playing cards if you never show them that they can build houses out of playing cards.
Yeah. Your library will let you rent a flute. You can teach your kids how to play hot cross buns just like you did when you were their age.
The library that I used to run would rent to you everything you needed to do your oil change.
So cool.
So cool.
Yeah.
Now you had to buy the oil. I'm not going to say you didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
But all the tools you needed, including the pan, you could get from the library. You want a fishing pole? The library.
Mm-hmm.
Everything you wanted to do. Your kid really wants to become the YouTube vodcast thing that he loves so much or she loves so much. Go down to the library. They have all of that stuff.
Me too.
You know what the card cost?
Your citizenship?
Correct.
Yeah.
In that community.
Yeah.
I don't know the difference. Like there are a city and there are county and there are whatevers, but they're all just there to help you. They'll help you figure it out.
Yes, they will.
Yeah.
There are resources way beyond us, way more knowledgeable than us, and probably way more patient than us.
I agree. When here in Albuquerque, it's one of those things where like, Fred, the library, I don't like it because one time I saw a person who was in a tough financial situation there.
Yeah.
We're all in tough financial situations.
We are now.
That's the world that we currently live in. Spirit Airlines didn't make it. PCD can't tour.
Ted Turner didn't live forever.
It's wild.
Mm-hmm.
Give me your final words before we wrap this one up, man.
What a program. Special question for you right now.
Yeah.
Should we do it again next week?
Structure is the enemy of chaos.
So, yes.
Yes. For Van Nunley, for myself, Fred Slow, and everyone that took the time with us on KSNM 98.7 Classic Rock. Also, don't forget, like, subscribe. Those reviews go forever for us. Do that. It means the world. It costs you $0. It does take a little bit of effort, but that boosts your boys up the algorithm, and that algorithm is as important as anything in our professional life. So please do if you can.
Yeah.
And
do it with the whole family. It's free. You need something to do on your vacation.
Good job, everyone. Keep breathing.